Hey everybody, I'm here with my daily video, and today I'm kicking off a series of consecutive videos where we're going to look at planning that focuses on a very complicated topic. I have actually tried to film this video more than a dozen times, and for as hard as it is for me to explain it, I know it's that much harder to deal with on planner pages. The type of planning that I am going to try my best to explain some tips and tricks and strategies is academic planning. I'm a former classroom teacher, and I also have gone through college and then gone through and got my master's of education. And I'm also an individual who has struggled with ADHD and dyslexia. And for me, school was never a positive experience because of my learning differences. Nobody ever actually teaches you how to plan when you're in school. They don't teach you study skills necessarily, and they don't teach you how to put all of those things together in order to help you figure out workable ways to have the greatest amount of academic success. Dealing with all of the different things of being a student is really overwhelming. Homework load, course load, extracurricular schedule, if you work a second job. All of these things are so challenging to manage. What I'm going to attempt to do, and I don't know if I'm going to be successful, but I'm certainly going to try, is to show you some strategies and ways that have worked for me and worked for some of my students to help you develop some strategic approaches so that planning works for you versus you working for it, so that maybe you can find some greater ease with academic planning and in turn having great academic success. So I invite you to stick around for this video and all of the videos that come after it. Thank you so much in advance for bearing with me, because this is a really complicated topic in order to try and talk about. If you're not necessarily a student, then I assure you that what I have to share with you, it's tips and tricks that will work in any kind of planning and in any type of planning. So even though I am going to be talking about the whole topic of academic planning, I invite you to stick around for the video, because who doesn't like to talk about planners? So go ahead and watch the video. So what I'm showing you here is I'm showing you a little bit of a double-page spread of an undated happy planner. I know that this doesn't look like your typical student agenda, but I kind of did that on purpose because in my own experience as a classroom teacher and also working with a lot of students doing tutoring and just helping them to strategize their own kind of academic battle plan, I personally am not a huge fan of the free agendas that students get from schools. And in my experience of working with students, this sort of layout is actually pretty ideal for managing an academic schedule. Now there's a whole lot of writing on here, and there's a whole lot of planner stickers, and there's a lot for me to explain. But as I said in the beginning of this video, I'm going to do this in manageable parts. I'm going to do it in something that in educational psychology is called chunking. And chunking basically means that you take something that is a really large, complicated sort of a thing, and then you break it into smaller pieces so that they're more manageable and even more palatable and not nearly as confusing. So instead of me trying to explain to you everything on this double-page spread, I'm going to just focus on this portion right here. Something that is really, really great to do for your planning for any given week, especially if you have a whole lot of things going on, is to set your focus. One great place to set your focus is by putting it up here in the top left-hand corner. Setting your focus helps you to basically set up like your target for the week. If you have exams or if you have reports or major due dates, it's a really, really great and strategic and wise move to write those things right up here in the top corner of the page. The reason being is that behaviorally, and you might not realize that this actually happens, but behaviorally, when you look at words on a page, basically like a book, we as human beings are conditioned to read and to scan a page from the top left-hand corner to the bottom corner and scan it from left to right, just like you would be reading words on the page. Every time you open up a book, whether you're looking at one page or you're looking at two pages together next to one another, like a double page spread, your eye is always going to hit here first and then automatically start scanning like this in this sort of a motion and pattern. If you always put your kind of most important information up here in the top left-hand corner, then your eye is automatically always going to hit here and then start scanning the page, which means the first thing that you always see and that kind of goes into your brain, now this is kind of like per kind of brain science a little bit, this is always going to go in there and be at the forefront of your mind for you to constantly kind of remember. And if this is a really important thing like due dates or tests that are happening, then this is a great place to kind of dock really important information. Another great thing to do is to use this far column as a way to put general habits and things. There are stickers called habit trackers. That's basically where you put a task and then you put check boxes, and then you tick off the check boxes as you do that task every single day. But you don't need planner stickers. You can just write in your own sort of habits here in this column. Having your focus as your just big picture idea of what it is that you want to accomplish in your whole week, it's also a really good idea for you to put your other big picture sorts of ideas, maybe the things that give you a little bit more kind of mental and emotional balance that help to balance out your workload here. Really great self-care sorts of tasks, like doing things like journaling or brain dump, or doing something that is a little more leisurely like a coloring book, or you could put in here knitting or crocheting or any sort of a hobby that you might have. Of course, something like look at your agenda every day in the morning and in the evening. This is a great column to just establish yourself, anchor yourself for what it is that you want to accomplish through the rest of the week. Now let's talk about Monday. Monday, the very first thing that you can do to really set yourself up for success is just like up here where you put like your goal for the whole week. If you take the time on Monday and the very first thing that you do is to write in your due dates for all the rest of the week, any project due dates that you might have to deal with, because project due dates are usually a little bit longer term, and any of your weekly assignment due dates, then what that does is it sets things up for you so that you're already thinking about what's ahead. Another really great thing to do on Mondays is if you are dealing with projects and weekly assignments, it's a great idea for you to do things like take care of getting books at the library. Reason being, Mondays are usually days when maybe the library is not nearly as full because people wait until Wednesday or Thursday in order to go to the library to get things that they need for Friday. Go to the library on a Monday and just kind of plan ahead the times when you otherwise would have gone and you're not going at the last minute. You won't have to deal with the fact that like books are checked out or the library is overcrowded. Monday's a great time to go to the library and take care of doing things like bringing home your books that you might need for your weekly assignments and project due dates. Another great thing to do on Monday is to go out to eat. I know that's not necessarily budget friendly, but if time is money and you're spending a lot of time on Monday doing preparation for the rest of the week, you might run out of time. So use the very little time that you do have to like relax a little bit after a busy Monday and go out to eat. You might also have like an extracurricular sort of an activity, like a scrimmage or something. So that's another reason why kind of going out to eat is a really good idea to do something like that on a Monday. Tuesday is a really, really great day to do something called a progress check. Progress check basically means if Monday was so busy that you weren't able to do these sorts of things, then what you can do is you can always have those overflow onto Tuesday. So then if you didn't do things like plug in your due dates for your projects and your weekly assignments or bring home your books, then you can do that on Tuesday when things aren't so crazy on like a Wednesday or a Thursday. We're going to stop there and continue talking about just kind of the rest of the different things here so that I can explain a little bit more about how to do things like break assignment deadlines or project work into smaller and more manageable kind of pieces and portions. And I'm going to explain to you the rest of this double page spread in the next video and videos that follow. So I really hope today's video was helpful for you. This is probably the hardest set of videos that I've ever tried to do here in this channel, and I have over 100 planning videos, at this point on this channel, while most of them have to do with planning. I consider myself to be a little bit of a planner nerd. I am formerly a classroom teacher with over a decade of professional education experience, and I also do tutoring, and I have helped a lot of students strategize for their own kind of academic success and just academic sort of peace of mind. I know as a mom and as a former student who used to work full-time and a half in addition to being a full-time student, doing academic planning, it is so challenging beyond anything in the world, just because being a full-time student, it's incredibly taxing to be sitting there and trying to find success in the classroom and then have to manage all the other kind of details of life. If you're dealing with a work schedule, if you're dealing with social activities. I mean, there's so many things that go into challenging academic achievement, and it's no wonder I feel like that people are turning to paper planners as a way to try and fit all those pieces together so that they make a big picture that just works together. So this is just one video in a series of very many videos that when I kind of drafted up my plan for how I was going to do these videos, I came up with more than a half dozen videos that I was going to need to do in order to properly kind of unpack some of the ideas and share some of the strategies that I was planning on sharing. So I really hope that you stick around for the rest of the videos that follow. They're going to be consecutive videos, meaning this is the first one and then there's going to be subsequent videos after this one. And if what I shared with you was helpful, then you know, please come back and watch the rest of the videos. Please subscribe if this is helpful to you. Please share it with a teacher or another student or even a parent of a student if you felt like it was helpful. And you know, I'm so thankful for your support of my channel and of the videos that I do, all the many planning videos. And you know, if you have any questions whatsoever, please don't hesitate to leave them in the comments below, because I see the comments as a little bit of an extension of the videos that I do, so that I can connect with you in a more one-on-one way, so that I can answer questions and so that you all can connect with one another and help to troubleshoot any planner piece sort of issues that you might have. So that's it for today's video, and sorry it went up so late. It's really, really late. It is after midnight. It's taken me a lot to do prep work for this series and for even the little bit that I showed you here in this video, and so I hope that you're looking forward to the rest of the videos that follow this as much as I'm looking forward to connecting with you again in the next video and all the videos after that. So thank you so much for your time today. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye.